A reason I'm a scratch golfer when I'm on top form is that I understand something that cost me a friendship with Rick Shields. We just disagree with this one so heavily, dating back from when we were juniors playing together in the junior leagues as young pros. Now Rick doesn't speak to me anymore because I believe in only two things making a big difference. A ball in play is worth two in the bush. If I hit in the water, hit at OB, I'm adding shots, I'm not a scratch golfer. I have to work extra hard to get those shots back. The game inside wedge range is the second thing that's very, very ultra important. Whatever happens, whatever level of golf you're playing at, that is the number one place to shave shots, because get up and down in 2 to 3 shots every single time, you're shaving shots like hell. Scratch golfers like myself, when I'm in my prime condition, are playing to the lie of the ball, the interaction with the club, and the reaction of the ball to the landing area. We're not playing to a distance. When you play to a distance, you just auto pull a club based on a distance. The distance is only one of the factors. The main factor is the lie and the turf and the interaction with the ball and that turf when it lands. The ball's above my feet, meaning it's going to want to turn over. When you put the club on the ground, it points that way, straight to the target. As you move with the slope, it starts to point left. So if you swing around that slope, I'm going to tug this ball further left. Even though I hit it right to left already, it's going to like make it double. Then we have a deep ass bunker there. So that means automatically we have to shift it over to the right. Playing only to copy paste distances doesn't help, because your lies change all the time, and the lie determines what you're going to do and where the ball is going to finish. Baby movement right to left. On the green, the slope and the lie is equally as important. We have a big slope here, right to lefter, downhiller, so it's going to take more break because it's down the hill. The ball always breaks down the hill. It doesn't break toward mountains, it doesn't break toward anything. When there's a slope, the ball breaks downhill, guaranteed. A downhill putt we hit softer, uphill putt we hit firmer. Uphill putt hit harder, reduces break. Downhill putt you hit slower, softer, increases the break, because now it's going to pick up speed as it goes down the hill. On this putt, because it's a side sloper, we have to set it out up here and let the pace die around about here, so that the slope can do the rest of the work. There's a zero break line where there's no break on the putt, just dead straight putt. I need to get that ball to break onto that line so that the rest of the way gravity takes it into the hole, basically down the 4 line or zero break line. So I'm going to get it to die 5 feet from the hole, and let's see what happens. Okay, man, my caddy's very slow. Were you drinking last night, or were you on the herb? Huh?
No.
Or as the Americans say, the herb? No? Another big reason I can play scratch golf is because I dropped the ego of trying to figure out the golf swing by myself. I played for a very long time never taking a lesson, until the day I took a lesson with Eric Chong of Impact Golf Malaysia, and I learned what was really wrong in my swing. Now I know what happens when I have trouble. I can come to the course, and when I see certain ball patterns or ball shaping patterns and the way I'm hitting the ball, I know where I'm breaking down. But if I come and bring my own swing thoughts from YouTube and 100 other swing thoughts that don't apply to me because David Ledbetter or some dingleberry told you on the YouTube about swing mechanics, you can't play golf because you get in the way. There's a mental barrier when you put in thoughts about positions that stop you hitting free-flowing shots. Okay, I'm just going to hit a big old slicer. And the reason I hit the big old slicer there is that I haven't played in a while, so I don't want to start duck hooking and losing golf balls, so I just go back to what I know. I have a central arsenal of shots that I always fall back on. There's a humongous reason I am a scratch golfer, especially when I play a course regularly, but also a traveling 2 handicap, is because I use the Shot Pattern app. Shot Pattern app is a fantastic app to plan your way around the golf course. It has dispersion circles that you can set yourself. It has radar lines, move around the fairways to find out where you should place your tee shot with an overhead view. Absolutely phenomenal. I also go to the TrackMan and I hit balls in the TrackMan. You take the data from the TrackMan and you insert it. You upload the CSV file into Shot Pattern app, which then overlays your shot pattern on the map as you're playing. It's fantastic. You can plan your targets easily. You can plan where you're going to hit the ball on the golf course off the tee. It is phenomenal. You can track your shots on the golf course either during play or after play, and it just keeps that data from TrackMan and on the course stats to give you these huge scatter patterns that you can now plan better. It's only on iOS, but I got a little descuento for you if you check the link in the description. Absolutely fantastic, fantastic. The only app I use, because I've tried apps, I've tried all kind of stuff with the tech. This is the #1 game changer for me. Check it out. When I come to the golf course, I play golf. I don't play golf swing. While I understand what's going on in my swing when something's going wrong, or what I have to remember to make it not go wrong, I don't focus on trying to make my swing beautiful. On a day when everything's falling to pieces, sometimes what you have to do is go into your shell, and then you just hit little shots that you know how to hit, you know, your core 5 shots. Everybody starts with like a club they love in the beginning of golf, and they expand that out to maybe 5 or 6 shots they can always depend on. Now you're going to add more to that arsenal like an onion with different varying levels of proficiency in those shots, but those core 5 or 6 always stay with you for the rest of your days. I think I'm just going to get the ball up there to my favorite free throw distance, and this is one of the controversial ones that Peter Finch actually ended our friendship over. He doesn't believe in the free throw distance. I'm a big believer in free throw distance that you're automatic from, that you're confidential from, and my whole life, 100 yards, 95 to 105 has been absolutely money. So from 275, I hit the ball 175, I leave myself a sand wedge or 52 degree into the hole. Absolutely brilliant. Increase my chances. So player, let's talk more about playing to the lie. We have a slight upslope here, so my right foot is lower than my left foot. That's going to add a bit of loft to the club, maybe like a degree or two. So my 52 from 116 is playing as a 54 degree. So I have to be careful. This is a good club from 116, but if I add 2 degrees of loft, am I going to reach 116? Pins on the front, and then in front of the green is that upslope. So we're going to change the club to 48. It's going to play as a 50. Pretty level lie besides uphill. Absolutely money. If I hit the 52, good chance I'd be 20 yards from the pin, 25 yards from the pin down the hill, chipping uphill. So I'm very happy with this position. A big misunderstanding is thinking that scratch golfers just make bird skis. We make birdies every now and then, but most of the time we're just avoiding big trouble. The birdies will come. You just have to be patient doing the process. Okay, now we're getting it. We're like level with the hole almost. We're getting there, and that's money.
Okay, nice birdie.
No, it's a par. You. Little misunderstanding people have is that to get better and to become scratch or lower handicap, you have to shape the ball left and right both ways at will. Not really. No, not actually. What scratch golfers and better do is you come to the understanding that you actually want to hit your stock shot every single time on every single shot, unless you really cannot. So on a par 3 like this, back right pin location, downslope into Never Never Land, do I have a little fader 4-iron that I know exactly how it's going to come out, land and roll out onto the screen? No, I don't. So why would I go do that when you have all those deep ass bunkers everywhere? We've got a huge green that can accommodate any shot shape. We just have to aim it properly. You don't have to suddenly hit a new shot shape because a hole has a pin somewhere. You're getting suckered into doing something you don't want to do. Middle of the green, make your shot shape work for you. This one could be really good. Come in from the right now. Come in, come in, come in. I'm not trying to make it out as if scratch golfers like myself in top form are superior. We just are, so I don't have to make it out like that. But a huge reason that I can play scratch golf when I'm in the form of my life is that I hit this shot in anticipation of my next shot. That's all that counts here. So when I hit this shot, I'm anticipating I'm going to have a shot from the fairway up there, maybe a bit anything between from a 5 and to a 7-iron into the green, with the shot that I'm intending to hit over the left-hand bunker. I need to visualize that, I need to plan it, I need to see it. If I just hit willy-nilly jabroni shots into Never Never Land, I don't know where the ball's going to go, and people will say, well, I don't know where the ball's going to go because you hit the ball like a god. Well, I wasn't born like this. I was born as Matthew, a gift from God, but I was never actually a god. So I had to learn to do this, and you can too. So now I see this line over the stick on the tee box, and I know that I can just give this one a beautiful ripper. And it's not the line I want, so everything's going to go to, it's not always going to go to plan, but having the plan is half the battle. Now we're in the fairway bunker, which really reduces our options. We saw this as a 2-shot par 5, now it's very surely a 3-shot par 5. And making that mental shift is very easy when you understand you have the shots. And how did we get the shots? We practiced. We learned new shots. We understood a few concepts to expand our arsenal. And from 228, this is the fundamental understanding we need of the lie. This is why it's such a big difference between scratch golf and every other kind of golf. This ball is in the sand. Do I hit a 7-wood from here to go 230? No, because hitting it even perfectly, it's not going to get there. I'll hit it 200, 190. Hit it shitty, I can stay in the bunker. Why take that risk? Why hit hero shots? Because this is a big reason that people think we play scratch golf. That's because hero shots. No, we never hit hero shots. Thank you, Paige Spiranak. So we're not always perfect, but when bad things happen, I'm not going to cry, get myself a box of tissues, spoil everyone else's day, and talk about how I should have stayed in bed. I'm going to go adapt. What I like to do here is make sure I clear the shizer. I don't want to go in this damn bunker. I have to be aggressive. I'd rather be 20 feet past the hole than 20 feet short of the hole in the bunker. So we want to land this exactly 60 yards because we are 60 yards from the hole. So I take my 48 degree and I just give it a little pitch motion that I've been working on for a very long time, and hopefully it's enough to get the ball to stop. And there we go. We're on the green, priority number 1. As we play the season a bit more, we're going to get it a bit closer. Big reason I can play scratch golf when I'm at the peak of my abilities is I know that it's a collection of processes. If you have a strong process, it's like a little bubble force field you have around you as you go around the golf course. You're not getting overly emotional. You're not letting that affect your shot. You're going into every shot with a predefined process, focusing only on this shot and not what happened before and not what's going to happen in the future, except where your next shot will be from. Now I'm at the back of the green here. I can either get unhappy that I've hit it so far past the hole and I've got a big right to left breaker down the hill, or I can just get in my process. Where am I going to start this ball? How much break do I need to give it? What's the speed going to be? Okay, downhiller, right to lefter. Probably going to start this one 3 or 4 feet outside the cup, and then we're going to let it feed down to the hole. It's always the early finger. The early finger always gets you. Things in golf are interconnected. If you think things are black and white or in isolation, you're a 20 handicapper. When you see everything is interconnected, just the interconnected web of decisions and processes, it makes the game a lot easier. You can stay more level. We have a 400 odd yard par 4 here, and I'm hitting the 2-iron. Why am I hitting the 2-iron? Because I'm not feeling confidential in the driver that much today. So I'm going to hit a more reliable club. That immediately puts me in a better mind frame than trying to force myself into hitting the driver. Now I need to find a line I'm going to hit with the shape I'm going to hit. So we're going to start this over the left side of this hedge and maybe a bit further left of that, and try feather it into the hole. We've brought the lie interpretation. It's all part of the process. We start to feel a bit warm after a few holes. It's part of the process. Now we're going to adapt our club choices. We're going to hit one less club now because my muscles are warmed up. I've been walking a little bit. So I'm taking the 8er instead of the 7. If I take the 7, I'm not going to be committed. And commitment to every shot, 110%, is essential. If you are less than 110%, if you're 99% committed, you can't play scratch golf because you're going to doubt, you're going to hit a shitty shot. We're a little bit downhill, like downslope, so the ball will come out lower. We have to get a good strike on this one, but I'm feeling pretty limber. Let's do it, and let's do it yesterday. I thought I tapped that rotisserie chicken real good, but It seemed to have landed on the side slope and kicked to the right. That's okay, I'm a bad bitch, and bad bitches don't come in last place. So I'm finna chip this with a 9er, and I'm gonna land it just on the green, because I understand that we want to get this ball rolling. I don't want to get the ball high up and have variable spin rates. I want to get this ball rolling as reliably as I can, because I know that the green speed is slow-ish, so I know what to expect. I take a lot of variables out when I don't use a sand wedge or a 60 degree around the green. I could even go down to an 8 iron here, and that would be money. So I'm going to land this about a yard on the green, and it's finna roll out real good. Okay, not my tastiest technique, but we got 2 foot there. Katie, do you have COVID? Do you have COVID? COVID.
Oh, my.
What do you have? Is that the ganja cough? Ganja? You
My.
no?
My.
We've got a very wide open hole here, so I'm not afraid of hitting the driver, even with low confidentiality, because this is the kind of hole I like to use to get that confidentiality, get a feel, so that maybe on the back nine I can use the driver real effectively without trying to hit that heely cut to just get it in play. So we're gonna Peter Finch this one right up there, you know, maximum power, and I want to know if a little bit of Peter Finch lives inside of me. Oh, man, I am more Peter Finch than Peter Finch! Inside wedge range, absolutely key, because as you hit the ball longer, hit the ball better, you're going to hit it closer. So you're going to need to take advantage of that with a good game inside wedge range. And hell, if you're hitting shitty shots and duffing it, you're also going to leave yourself these shots. You can see as the round progresses, we are heating up. We scramble a few pars in the beginning, and then we get better as we go. Now we want to clear that bunker. We always want to clear the bunker, but the confidentiality is growing, so we know what shot shape's coming. So we're going to put this out a bit to the right, and it's going to come in. Money, money, just sit where you land, boy. Yeah. My caddy, my bog. My caddy is no good. Noki, Noki. No birdie, no tip.
Okay,
Sing it. No birdie, no tip.
Okay, you give for me last time.
Now listen, it's very easy to get stinky winky about this and think, well, it's because you hit the ball better. If you didn't duff so many shots, la 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 la. Nobody came out of the womb ripping snorters like I've been ripping the whole day. I'm very lucky to have the score I have at the moment, considering I haven't played. But all that groundwork has been put in the years before this. I've been playing since I was 12 years old with some breaks in between. But you have to train. You have to understand what is contact. You have to get out of fairway bunkers. You have to get out of bunkers. You have to learn to chip. You have to learn to aim. Where to set up your shot so the shape will allow for the shape to go toward the hole. So you don't go into bad positions. You have to avoid the trouble. You have to strike the ball better. Once you strike the ball better, the ball goes further with the same swing speed. Once you get confidentiality, striking the ball better, you get more speed because you're more confidential. So you can hit it harder in the right sweet spot. Bam, you're gaining 20, 30 yards. And we're gonna hit a 4 iron here because we don't need to hit a driver. We're gonna leave ourselves a sand wedge or 52 degree into the hole every time. Oh, that's much better. That glove was really screwing me. 117 yards remaining, and I've planned that real nice. We've got a 52 degree into the green, which is a very confidential club, and that really helps to pick a target, know how the ball is going to come out, and commit to the shot. Confidentiality, comfort, and commitment. Those three things will take you to the next level in golf. Of course, we want to always clear that bunker at 99 yards, but got 99 yards and a pitch ain't one. Okay, not the radar's a little off,
มันเป็นอย่างนี้
but I was
เนอะ
anticipating, yeah, I was anticipating a little
Swipe.
right to left, but it was a little left to righter, little floater. I want a
ไม่
little,
รู้
I want a little slider. You know what I mean?
ไม่รู้
No, you don't know, huh? Okay. Okay, I'll change caddy. Once you really eliminate the bad, unnecessary shots, then we can focus more on making birds and becoming pros, but 99.999% of us will not do that. So reduce the damage. Oh. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, ooh.